Hey class, good Sunday morning and welcome back to Introductory Psychology. This is week 2, already into week 2. It's flying by. I say this now, but the summer will be here before we know it, so just kind of hang tight and stick with us. So welcome back. Hopefully you're enjoying your Sunday. I decided to record these videos, I decided to ditch my glasses because there's always this weird glare the way my room is set up and the lighting. So it's really hard for me to tell if I'm actually looking at the camera or not. So anyways, we'll try it out this week and see how it works. I can't see quite as well, but I can see well enough. And anyways, hopefully you're having a good weekend. Hopefully you had a good week. If you're a Thunder fan, yesterday we stomped the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was an awesome game, an awesome win. The Thunder scored the most points they've ever scored in regulation, so that was really cool. Thunder up. I'm a big Thunder fan, so pretty sweet there. Anyways, I wanted to give a shout out to the class. Our first weeks of discussions I thought went really well. I really enjoyed getting to know you through your introductory posts. I really enjoyed your examples that you provided of psychologists in your community. I thought it was really cool that several of you were able to find people sort of outside of that clinical setting. I know that it's probably easy to find people working in clinical psychology, and it's probably what we think of first when we think of psychology, but I also think it's important to know that there are obviously people who practice psychology in non-clinical settings like in schools and in all around our community, so that was awesome. Another thing I wanted to point out is that I did post grades for the first discussion, and most of you did really well. However, some of you didn't receive your full points, and a lot of that had to do with the timeliness of your posts. Maybe you waited till Friday to post and respond, and of course, you won't get full credit if you do that. You still get most of the credit, but you just don't get full. If you received less than a 15 out of 15, please review either my handout for the guidelines of discussion or reach out to me about why you missed points, and I can give you corrective feedback there. But typically I either deduct points either because you didn't turn it in on time, or you didn't get it in a timely manner, or maybe your posts were short. Like usually the response posts are kind of short. So if you were concerned about your grade, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to discuss that with you further. Okay, so that was week 1. Awesome first start. This week we are moving on to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is kind of a heavy chapter because it's getting into biology and psychology. That's the title of chapter 2 is biology and psychology. And so we're going to be talking about a lot of anatomy. We're going to be getting into the brain, the nervous system, the endocrine system, getting into some genetics, getting into heredity and evolutionary psychology. So there's a lot going on in chapter 2. And if you've ever taken anatomy before or zoology, a lot of this will be familiar. But if you haven't, this is a nice sort of summary of the human anatomy. So by the end of chapter 1, you should be able to describe the nervous system, including different parts like the neurons, neural impulses, and neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, acetylcholine, etc. You'll be able to describe the functions of the peripheral and central nervous system. You'll be able to list the different structures of the brain and their functions. You'll be able to describe the parts and functions of the hindbrain, the midbrain, and the forebrain. You'll be able to describe the functions of the various parts and functions of the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is the outer sort of layer of our brain, and it's what makes human beings so intelligent. You'll be able to explain the role of the endocrine system and some of the endocrine glands. There are 2 ways the body communicates with itself. There is the fast way, which is the nervous system, and there's the slow way, which is the endocrine system. So you'll be kind of looking at both and comparing and contrasting. And then finally, you'll be able to describe evolutionary psychology and the connections between heredity, behavior, and mental processes. This is getting back into some Darwinian theory. So reading about Darwin and evolutionary psychology to end the chapter. So this is kind of a big chapter. It's one of the biggest chapters we cover. But it's really important because, when we talk about the brain and the nervous system, that's going to come up again and again and again throughout the course. So it's really important that you are taking good notes and asking questions if you have them. Again, I have put up a practice quiz for you to take on chapter 2. Once you read it, take the practice quiz to kind of see how well you did. Again, remember those practice quizzes do not count towards your grade, but they're a way for you to kind of check your own comprehension. So feel free to do that once you have finished. Also, I'm going to look for another resource to give you guys. It's called the 3D Brain. It's a website and an app that you can literally play around with the 3D Brain, and you can play with the parts and see that. So I'm going to go put that resource up on D2L as soon as I stop recording this and get that to you guys. So be looking for that. It's a really good resource. Last thing before I let you all go for the week is we do have a discussion post. I've already put up. I'll try to put up discussion posts usually Saturday or Sunday. That gives you almost a full week to complete those. But the next discussion post is up, and it's about misconceptions about the human brain. So please feel free to check that out. Feel free to email me if you have any questions or concerns throughout the week. I try to get back to you as soon as possible. Sometimes my schedule is pretty busy this semester, but I will try to accommodate and respond as quickly as possible. Other than that, hope you all have a wonderful week. Just again, a quick recap. That was a Freudian slip. Recap. A great week of discussions for the first week. Read chapter 2 this week on the brain. Take the practice quiz. And then finally, go ahead and complete the discussion post. It is due by next Friday, of course. You need to get to, in order to get full credit, you have to have your initial post in by Wednesday in a timely manner. So other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will see you all next week, and take care. Bye.